Ever wondered who called the shots on Mount Olympus? These gods weren't just legends. They ruled everything from the weather to your love life. Welcome to Olympus, home to the mighty 12 Olympians. These gods weren't just celestial beings. They had the power to shape the world and the lives of mortals. Stick around to meet the most famous immortals in Greek mythology, and you might even find out which one you would never want to anger. We can't start anywhere else but with Zeus, the king of the gods, the ruler of the sky, and the god of thunder. Zeus was the youngest of the Olympians, but after leading the charge to overthrow the Titans, his own father Cronus included, he became the supreme ruler of Mount Olympus. Armed with his mighty thunderbolt, Zeus controlled the weather, deciding whether mortals would enjoy a sunny day or tremble under a violent storm. But Zeus was also known for his many love affairs. His numerous romantic escapades with mortals and gods alike caused some serious drama on Olympus. If you're ever wondering why lightning strikes, maybe Zeus got into another argument with his wife Hera. Speaking of Hera, let's talk about the Queen of Olympus. Hera was the goddess of marriage and childbirth, making her one of the most powerful figures among the Olympians. As Zeus's wife and sister, yep, ancient mythology gets weird, she was fiercely protective of her position as queen. Hera wasn't just the goddess of happy unions, she was also known for her jealousy, especially when it came to Zeus's many infidelities. Let's just say, if you were the object of Zeus's affection, you definitely didn't want Hera to find out. While she ruled over marriage, she was just as well known for her revenge. Countless myths tell of Hera's wrath toward her husband's lovers and their children. Just ask Hercules. Next, we have Poseidon, god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses. Armed with his signature trident, Poseidon was a powerful and sometimes volatile god. The Greeks believed that when Poseidon was angry, he would strike the ground with his trident, causing earthquakes and massive tsunamis. So, if you were planning a sea voyage, it was wise to make a sacrifice to Poseidon beforehand, just to stay on his good side. But Poseidon wasn't just the god of the sea. He also had his share of drama with mortals and gods alike. One of his most famous feuds was with Athena over who would become the patron god of the city of Athens. Spoiler alert, Athena won, but that didn't stop Poseidon from stirring up trouble from time to time. Next up is Demeter, the goddess of the harvest and agriculture. Demeter controlled the fertility of the earth, ensuring that crops would grow and people would be fed. But her power over the harvest wasn't just practical, it was also deeply emotional. One of the most famous myths surrounding Demeter involves her daughter Persephone, who was kidnapped by Hades and taken to the underworld. In her grief, Demeter caused the earth to become barren, leading to the first winter. When Persephone was finally allowed to return for the year, the earth bloomed again, creating the cycle of seasons. So every time you enjoy a warm summer day, you can thank Demeter. So far, we've met the powerful Zeus, the vengeful Hera, the unpredictable Poseidon, and the nurturing Demeter. But we're just getting started. Next, we'll dive into the stories of gods who ruled over war, love, wisdom, and more. Stick around to meet the rest of the Olympians. Athena was one of the most respected deities in the Greek pantheon, known as the goddess of wisdom, war strategy, and crafts. Born fully armored and grown from Zeus's forehead, yes, you heard that right, Athena was a warrior at heart, but she preferred to use her intelligence rather than brute force to win battles. She was the patron goddess of the city of Athens, and her symbols were the owl and the olive tree. Athena's wisdom was so revered that even the other gods would seek her counsel in times of conflict. Unlike Ares, the more brutal god of war, Athena represented the strategic, tactical side of warfare. So, if you needed someone to plan your military campaign or win an intellectual debate, Athena was the goddess to call. Apollo was the multi-talented god of music, poetry, prophecy, and the sun. He was often depicted with a lyre in hand, composing beautiful melodies that enchanted both gods and mortals. As the god of prophecy, he was associated with the famous Oracle of Delphi, where mortals would come seeking guidance on their futures. But don't be fooled by his artistic side. Apollo could be fierce when angered. He was also known as the god who brought plague and healing, showing just how versatile and unpredictable he could be. As a sun god, Apollo rode his chariot across the sky, bringing light and warmth to the world. Quite the overachiever, right? Next, we have Artemis, Apollo's twin sister and the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and the moon. Artemis was a fierce protector of the natural world, and she was often depicted with a bow and arrows, always ready to defend the forests and animals she loved. Artemis valued her independence and vowed never to marry, preferring the company of her hunting companions and the wild creatures of the woods. Her association with the moon gave her a mystical aura, and she was worshipped as a guardian of women, especially during childbirth. Artemis was as wild and untamed as the animals she protected. Ares, the god of war, represented the chaotic and violent nature of battle. Unlike Athena, who approached war strategically, Ares embodied the bloodlust and fury that came with conflict. He wasn't the most popular god among the Greeks, who often saw him as reckless and destructive. Despite his fearsome reputation, Ares wasn't immune to love. He had a famous affair with Aphrodite, the goddess of love, which caused quite a scandal on Olympus. Their relationship was as fiery and passionate as the wars Ares loved to wage. Speaking of Aphrodite, she was the goddess of love, beauty, and desire. Aphrodite was believed to have been born from the sea foam, and her beauty was so captivating that it often caused trouble among gods and mortals alike. Aphrodite had the power to inspire love and passion in anyone, but she wasn't just about romantic love. She also represented the bonds of friendship and the joy of life. However, her vanity and love for drama often led to chaos, as seen in the myth of the Trojan War, which was illy triggered by a beauty contest she orchestrated. Hephaestus was the god of blacksmiths, fire, and craftsmanship. Unlike the other Olympians, who were known for their beauty and grace, Hephaestus was often depicted as crippled and somewhat awkward. Despite this, he was one of the most talented gods, creating incredible weapons and tools for both gods and heroes. Hephaestus's skills were so revered that he forged Zeus's thunderbolts and Achilles' legendary armor. Though he was married to the beautiful Aphrodite, their marriage was far from happy, and Hephaestus often found himself at the center of love triangles and feuds. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, known for his speed and cunning. He wore winged sandals and could travel between the realms of the gods and mortals with ease. Hermes was also the god of travelers, commerce, and thieves, quite the versatile portfolio. Hermes was a trickster, often using his wit and charm to get what he wanted. But despite his mischievous nature, he was a helpful god, guiding souls to the underworld and delivering messages for the other Olympians. Finally, we have Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, home, and family. Unlike her more dramatic siblings, Hestia preferred peace and quiet. She was the goddess who kept the home fires burning, ensuring that families were safe and warm. Though she wasn't involved in many of the wild adventures of the other gods, Hestia was deeply respected for her role in maintaining the stability of both the home and the state. She was the embodiment of kindness and hospitality, making her one of the most beloved deities in the Greek pantheon. And there you have it, the 12 Olympians, each with their own unique powers, personalities, and stories. These gods and goddesses shaped not only the world of ancient Greece, but also our understanding of mythology today. From Zeus's thunderbolts to Hera's fierce jealousy, these figures weren't just distant beings, they reflected the very human emotions of love, anger, revenge, and hope. Their myths have endured for thousands of years, influencing literature, art, and even modern storytelling. Whether we see them as powerful deities or symbolic representations of human nature, their stories remind us of the timeless struggles and triumphs that define our own lives. In a way, the Olympians serve as a mirror, reflecting both the divine and the flawed sides of human existence. If you enjoyed learning about the gods of Olympus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories from mythology. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.